Hello and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. I usually say good morning, but it is not morning. In fact, it is late afternoon. And we are doing this on purpose because we are going to start this video with soaking some beans overnight, but I want to show you especially how I'm going to do the beans. One of the things that we have heard from some of our supporters, and also that we know from personal experience, is that when you get into your level 3 food storage and you have beans that are stored like we do for over 20 years. Here are some pinto beans that were put in this can in 2001, and these pink beans were put in this can in 2004. So both are over 20 years old, that when we open up these cans and try to cook them, they just never get soft. And so we're going to try out a way, and I've done it before with good success, but I've never made a video on it. So I'm going to show you what we do. Now these cans are in really rough shape. They've been with us for over 20 years, moved with us for three different places where we have lived. And the cans are hopefully more rough than the beans are on the inside. So it is time for us to go ahead and open these and get these out of the can anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the pintos. And we'll first check to see how they look. Well, they smell like beans. They look like pintos. They're quite small, but that's okay too. So then we will open up these pink beans. Here is an oxygen absorber. Cracks like a cracker, so it's been used up. So here are the pink beans. They look just fine. Smell good. Okay, so both are okay to go ahead and work with, so we're going to start. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through 4 cups of each type of bean. And I'm going to put those after I have cleaned them and taken any rocks or anything else out. I will bring you back after the beans are in these bowls, and I'll show you what we're going to do special in order to soak them. So we will be back when I have 4 cups of beans that I've inspected. Well, we are done. Here's the sorting. They have been rinsed, and you can see how much I took out. Most are just, they're very clean, but there were some broken bits, and out of the pintos I did find one little stone. So it always pays to go through your beans. We have this much left in the cans, and we will certainly be putting these in new containers. Okay, the next step is now getting these out of the way. We are going to put in our rinse water 1 teaspoon of baking soda. It's a little bit lumpy here. Okay, so there's 1 teaspoon and 1 teaspoon. And we're going to cover them with water, stir in that soda. All right, these will sit out on the countertop overnight. And in the morning, we will carry on, and I'll tell you how we're going to run a little experiment as we cook them. So I'll see you bright and early. Good morning, and it is about 9 o'clock, and these beans have soaked overnight beyond just the 12-hour overnight. These have soaked for 15 hours. You could even let them soak a little bit longer. But we're going to go ahead and check on them and get them going. So here are the pink beans. These are the pinto beans. They have really swelled up. So now the soda water, they've been in this soda water for 15 hours. So I'm just going to dump this soaking water with the soda in this colander. Rinse the beans. And put them back in the bowl. All right, now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to cook them 2 ways to see if one way makes softer beans than the other way. So this is the inner pot for my new Instant Pot. I have my old Instant Pot over there. We'll grab its inner pot when we're ready to do the pintos. So I'm going to evenly divide the beans between these 2 pots. So this is a 2-cup measure. So here's 2 and 2, 4, and 4. This is interesting because even though the beans have swelled, we started off with 4 cups and we've got just about 4 cups in each one of these.
Count them and make sure they're precise.
Okay, there are 1,722 in here.
I counted 23.
All right, and now we're going to put just room temperature water in each of these pots to just barely cover the beans, knowing that they're probably going to swell just a little bit more. So this is what it looks like in the Instant Pot. And this is what it looks like in the stovetop pot. All right, now, these will go on the stove and these will go in the Instant Pot. So let's get them there. Same thing with the pintos. So here we have 2 cups and 2 cups. Four cups. And 4 cups. And this much left to split between the 2. And just room temperature water in both. All right, this one is going to go in the Instant Pot. And this one on the stove. I will be watching the liquid level in the 2 on the stovetop to be sure that they always have enough liquid in there and that the beans are covered with the liquid. The Instant Pots, I'm just going to start and let them do their thing. Now I'm going to be setting the Instant Pots for 30 minutes and then I will check the softness. I will add more time if the beans are not soft. And with the ones on the stovetop, I expect that they will be going at least an hour and a half. maybe a little bit longer. So this is kitchen science. It is not lab science. So the parameters and controls are not really super rigid. I'm not taking notes, but we'll get the idea. Kitchen science is a whole lot of fun, and a lot of times you can involve your children as well. They could be the note takers. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything started, and both of the Instant Pots will be set on high pressure. And then I will bring the ones on the stovetop to a boil and then turn the heat down to a gentle simmer. So we will be back when we have some news to report. We've had a very productive morning. Here are the results. Now, I do need to explain one thing. Even in kitchen experiments, you can have a control, and I elected not to do a control with this little experiment. If I would have done a control, what I would have done is soak beans without soda and then just cooked them these two ways as well. I am relying on my own experience and the experience mentioned by a number of our viewers who have cooked older beans just the regular way we always have cooked them, and they are always hard. They never get all the way soft. And so we can look at that as our control. I've done it enough times that it has happened to me every single time I have forgotten about putting soda in the soaking water. So we're now going to go through and test. So on this side, we have the pink beans. And these are the beans that were cooked in the Instant Pot. And these are the beans that were cooked on the stove top. There's just a very slight, I don't remember which one that one was. I'm going to get rid of it. There's a slight difference in color. These just are a little tiny bit more pink than these are. And then over here, these are the pinto beans that were cooked on the stove top. And these are the pinto beans that were cooked in the Instant Pot. Not much of a color difference there.
Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
One
you can
in
see
back
it.
is much lighter.
Oh, okay. I guess you can see that on the camera
Yeah.
better than I can. Okay, so let's go through and test for softness. All right, so these that were in the Instant Pot, you can probably tell by looking. A few of them have been broken. Probably more than the ones that cooked on the stovetop. So how soft are they? They mash very easily with a fork. And the ones cooked on the stovetop are a little bit harder, and these were cooked for an hour and a half on the stovetop. They're a little bit harder, but not too bad. Now I'm going to taste them both. I can mash them with my tongue. They're very good. Very, very soft. And now a couple of these that were cooked on the stovetop. They are not as soft as the ones that were cooked in the Instant Pot. I think if I were to cook them another half hour, they would be. But let's see if that same thing holds over here. So these are the ones that were cooked in the Instant Pot. Oh yeah. And these are the ones on the stovetop. A little harder to mash. And now to taste them. These are not as soft as the pink beans, but they're plenty soft. I could mash them with my tongue. And the pintos on the stovetop, I actually don't notice any difference between the stovetop and the Instant Pot. In terms of how they look, the ones that were in the Instant Pot under the pressure are a little bit more beat up. These are less battered. Okay, well, this is fantastic. What this is, and actually, my preference, even though those cooked in the Instant Pot were softer, my preference is actually stovetop. But your preference could be very easily something different than mine, of course. And the reason that I'm saying that is that both of these that were cooked on the stovetop would hold up better in recipes. These would be really great for refried beans because they would mash so easily. And they would be good any way you wanted to cook them. But what I really liked was that they stayed intact even though they're a little bit beat up. They weren't separated from their skins. You don't see a lot of loose skins around at all on either of these. So the bottom line is both ways of doing it are great, just using a teaspoon of soda. Now, let's talk for just a little bit about what that teaspoon of soda does. We learned from our laundry videos that baking soda has a pH of about 8.5. What that means is that it's very alkaline. Water itself is about 7, and so it is more in the alkaline end of the pH scale. So it's going to soften the water just a little bit, and that alkaline is going to impact the softness of the beans just by virtue of the fact that it is a little bit more alkaline. Because we rinse it all away, there's no taste of it at all. So that makes it really good. And what a simple solution. We had one of our viewers not too long ago post a statement in one of our bean videos that beans aren't much good. Dry beans are not very good after just a few months because they get way too hard and you can't use them. Well, I've known for a long time that that is a misconception. So I hope that person has watched this video and now knows that beans, even up to 20 years old and older and beyond that, can be softened by the addition of just a little bit of soda into the soaking water. So we have a lot of beans now. So honey, it's going to be beans for dinner for 39 weeks in a row here.
At least.
But we like beans anyway. So this has been a wonderful experiment, and I hope that it has helped you feel more secure about adding dry beans to your level 3 food storage. Level 3 food storage are those foods that we can store up to 30 years with proper preparation before we put them into our food storage. And we've just recently done a video on how we store dry beans. So I'll put that link at the end of this video so that you can double check to see how we do it. And we have a lot of beans out there. So this is very encouraging to us. What I found a little discouraging was that the outside of our cans were really deteriorating with rust, but the inside of the cans were perfect. And so there was really no penetration of the rust or no corrosion through the can altogether. But that's one thing that we're going to be watching. We're going to go through those number 10 cans. We bought that big batch of number 10 cans that we have out there. We got right after we were first married, and we've been married for 25 years. Is that right, honey?
26.
26 years. I always get it.
27, 28.
No. We met when we were both doing our PhD programs in Laramie, Wyoming. And what a whirlwind romance that was. Up and down and up and down. It was like a roller coaster. We won't get into that. But in any case, those number 10 cans out there are over 20 years old. So we need to start going through and opening things up and repackaging things if necessary, because everything is good. Everything is going to be just fine. So I hope this was useful to you. I hope you now feel secure in cooking old beans. And thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate you all so very much. And we will see you soon for more videos.